What is up, everybody? Holy crap! We got a crazy slate tonight, man. It just keeps getting crazier every day. We're late season NBA. We're at the point where nobody's playing. Everybody is out. I mean, you look at the Draftkings player pool. Like questionable, out, questionable, out, 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 out. Like it just everyone's out. This is gonna be a wild slate, man. There's so much value today. I mean, there might legit be like 50 value plays. Like, no joking. Like, there's literally like 40 guys that are 4K and below that project really well. I mean, we're going to talk through everything. It's going to be so tough because there's so much good value, but picking the right value plays is going to be the key. There's going to be guys that bust. It's going to happen. There's a ton of great value tonight, but not all of them are going to crush. Some of them are going to do bad. Some of them are going to smash. You just kind of got to hope that you land on the right ones. We'll talk through everything. We'll talk through each team, kind of the value I'm looking at. But it's going to be a crazy slate. And another crazy thing is, with so much value, obviously we're going to be able to pay up for studs. But like there's only like 3 studs today. You have Westbrook, you have Jokic, you have Luka. I mean, you have Embiid, but God knows how many minutes Embiid plays here on a back-to-back. De'Aaron Fox probably isn't going to play. Like, there's literally 3 studs, maybe 4 if you count Embiid. Like, there's nobody to pay up for, but there's a ton of value. So it's just a weird slate. I think if we had a lot more stud options, it'd be a lot more fun. But given that, we're limited on what studs we can play, like, it's really just going to come down to the value. Everyone's going to play the same studs. So, if you get the right value plays, that's really going to be what wins you the slate, I think. But yeah, guys, appreciate you being here as always. We'll kind of go through each team and just talk about everything. Before we get started, though, I do want to hit on a couple super chats. We did get a super chat before I went live. My man T Money, I'm not sure if you're still in the stream yet. He said, Noah, gotta work, missing today. Hit the like button. Good luck. Oh, appreciate you, T Money. Appreciate the $2 super chat, my man, and good luck to you as well. And then T Bone, my man T Bone just donated $5. I appreciate you, T Bone. Appreciate the support, my man. He says, sup Noah, with no Westbrook on Yahoo main slate, I can see an all men player lineup cashing. I'm going to put one in a 25-cent lineup. Dude, I would not be surprised if, like, I tweeted it out earlier, like, the optimal lineup, the perfect lineup on DraftKings tonight legit might leave, like, 5K on the table. Like, it's totally possible. Because, like, one or a couple of these 3K, 4K guys are going to put up, like, 40. I mean, it's going to happen. So, yeah, you could definitely make a lineup that leaves $3,000, $4,000 on the table and it still be a good lineup. I don't think I would do that, but, for a 25-cent entry, might as well, I guess, just for fun, just to see if it'll cash. It might, honestly. I mean, like, the only stud I feel remotely confident in is Westbrook. Like, Jokic, I expect Jokic to smash, but I just have no idea how many minutes he plays. He could play 20 minutes. He could play 30. I mean, Jokic could put up 50 in 20 minutes, but I don't think Jokic plays big minutes here. But I still like him just because he's the only stud, besides Westbrook. Luka, I expect full minutes from Luka, so I would say he's my second favorite stud behind Westbrook. He's the guy that I'm the most confident in behind Westbrook. But like Embiid, I mean, I have no idea how many minutes Embiid plays tonight. I mean, he could play 25, he could play 20. I doubt he plays over 30. So Westbrook and Luka, I think, are the 2 optimal studs just because I feel like both of them are going to play their normal minutes. Jokic and Embiid are both a little bit more risky just because we don't exactly know how many minutes they're going to play. But I could definitely see that, T-Bone, making a little a lineup with all minimum salary guys. And yeah, for those of you that play on Yahoo, the Wizards game is not on the main slate, so you don't even have Westbrook on the Yahoo main slate. That leaves you basically Jokic, Luka, and Embiid. And Jokic and Embiid both play the same position, so I mean everyone on Yahoo is going to play Jokic and Luka. Like, everyone's going to play those 2 guys, and you almost have to. Like, there's so much value, it's just so easy to play them. Like, it makes no sense to make a mid-range lineup tonight. Like, if you make a lineup with a bunch of mid-range guys, like, you're just asking to lose on this slate, I think. You basically have to go stars and scrubs at this point. But let's go ahead and start talking through it. Let's talk through some of this value. So, where do we want to start? So, I mean, there's going to be a couple teams that, like Houston. Houston's going to have an 8-man rotation, but, a lot of the guys on Houston have kind of been priced up, so we won't really hit on them. I think the main teams we want to talk about, in my opinion, are the Clippers, the Grizzlies, and the Warriors. So, we'll start off with the Clippers. Paul George out, Kawhi out. Ibaka questionable. I don't think, him playing really matters that much. Reggie Jackson's doubtful. Terrence Mann's out, which is kind of big. Patrick Beverley's out. Amir Coffey's out. So the Clippers basically have, assuming that Reggie Jackson doesn't play, they have 1, 2. I'll just say Ibaka's out. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 9 bodies. I have no idea if Rondo plays today. It's a back-to-back. Rondo normally rests on back-to-backs, so keep an eye on this. If Rondo plays and he starts, I think he's a really good value play. But there is definitely risk with Rondo. If he's not starting, I would not play him. Like, this could definitely be a Gary Trent situation where he's quote-unquote active, but he doesn't play. So keep an eye on the Clippers starting lineup. If Rondo does not start, I would take him out of my lineups because I think there's a good chance he maybe doesn't play. But if he does play and he starts, I would like him a lot for value. Marcus Morris, he's kind of priced appropriately. Like, he doesn't really stand out at 5,600, but I think, Nick Batum for 3,600 looks like a good value, assuming he's starting. Luke Kennard's probably my favorite Clipper. I feel like he plays big minutes regardless. 3,400. I mean, Luke Kennard's probably the guy I like most from the Clippers. He's the guy that I'm most confident in. Yogi Ferrell, he might start. Like, they might just play him instead of Rondo. If Yogi Ferrell starts, I think for 3K, he's someone we can look to for value. But definitely my favorite Clipper right now is Luke Kennard. If Rondo starts, I like him a lot as well. But I think Kennard's the guy I'm the most confident in. And, I just expect him to get big minutes. Rondo, I'm a bit worried about just because it is a back-to-back. But then, Marcus Morris is still playable, obviously. It's just he doesn't really stand out as like a top option at 5,600. I think he's more viable on Yahoo. He's a little bit cheaper there. I'd be more likely to play Marcus Morris on Yahoo. But then the Grizzlies, they're the next team we need to talk about. They are super shorthanded. Basically, every starter is out. Morant, J-Val, Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., Kyle Anderson out. Brandon Clark also out. Grayson Allen out. So Memphis has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 9 bodies. So Memphis going to be another shorthanded team. I mean, the most expensive player on Memphis is Desmond Bane, and he's 4,500. So, I think this is my favorite team for value. It's a great matchup against the Kings. Everyone is cheap. I think the first guys I'm looking to, it's going to depend on the starting lineup, but Xavier Tillman I like a lot. No Brandon Clark, no J-Val, no Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, I expect Xavier Tillman to play at least 30 minutes. He should be super productive when he's on the floor. It sucks that he's center only on Draftkings, but I really like Xavier Tillman. If DeAnthony Melton starts, I think he's one of my favorite values, 3,900. He should be super productive when he's on the floor. And then Tyus Jones, we know that Tyus Jones can be productive when he gets minutes. He's been good, just starting in place of Morant whenever Morant would miss games. Now you take every other starter out. I really like Tyus Jones. So I think those are the 3 guys I'm looking to first from Memphis. But then, Justice Winslow is someone I'm going to be probably taking a shot on in tournaments. I don't really know how many minutes he plays. He might start, he might not. But if he gets, 25 minutes, even if he comes off the bench, Justice Winslow, I feel like is one of those guys that could definitely break the slate at low ownership. I feel like he could go for 40 in 25 minutes, and I don't think anybody's going to play him, especially if he's not starting. So I would have interest in Justice Winslow as well. The starting lineup's going to be important, but Tillman, Melton, Jones, my 3 favorite Memphis guys. Justice Winslow I like taking a risk on as well, even if he comes off the bench. The rest of these guys, we just don't know how many minutes they're going to play. It's tough. I mean, Desmond Bane for 4,500 you could also go to. He's another value play worth considering. But again, I think I'm really going to be focusing on the guys that are, 4K and below. Tillman I like, but then Melton, Tyus Jones, Winslow, those are the guys I'm liking from Memphis. Now, on the Warriors, we just did get word that Curry, Draymond, Wiggins are all out. So this is going to be another shorthanded team. Right now, the Warriors have, I believe, 9 bodies. They have Bazemore, Scondo Anderson, Poole, Looney. If Michael Mulder plays, I would give them 5, and then Payton, Pascal. So they would actually have 9 bodies if Michael Mulder plays. I think the Warriors are pretty straightforward for me. I'm really just going to focus on the starters. I don't think I'm going to play any of the bench guys. Some of these bench guys like Gary Payton could have a good game off the bench, but I don't think I need to go there. I think I'm really going to be focusing on Jordan Poole. He's up there with Melton. He's up there with Tyus Jones in terms of favorite value plays for me. Really like Jordan Poole. He should be super productive when he's on the floor, should dominate the usage. Toscano Anderson, even at 5K, I like a lot. I think he has 40-plus point upside. He's going to play big minutes. Bazemore, I don't mind either at 5,200. My 2 favorite Warriors, though, are definitely Toscano Anderson and Poole, followed by Bazemore. And then the rest of these guys I'm not as interested in just because I don't exactly know what they're going to do with the minutes for the rest of these guys. But I expect big minutes for Poole, big minutes for Toscano Anderson, pretty big minutes for Bazemore, which makes all 3 of them good value. So, I mean, we just talked about 12 value guys. Playing the right ones, that's going to be the key tonight. For example, on this slate, you can't play Westbrook, Jokic, and Luka. If you put all 3 of those guys in your lineup, you're left with just over 3K remaining. You could maybe make it work, but I don't think it makes much sense to do that. So really, You're going to have to pick two of those three studs, whichever two you prefer. I think right now I lean Westbrook and Luka, and then just kind of jam in the value plays that you like. And right now for me personally, I think Melton, it's going to depend on starting lineups, but Melton, Tyus Jones, and then probably Jordan Poole, those three, probably my three favorite values. It sucks all three of those guys are guards, but those are my favorite values for sure. The problem is there's like 6 other value plays at the guard position. Yeah, that's the big risk. A lot of the good value today is coming at one position. Melton, Tyus Jones, Poole, all those guys are guards. I mean, you could still play all three of those guys. It's just, it sucks they're all guard. On DraftKings, like, you can play Luka at small forward, which is going to make him so. I think that's what's going to make Luka popular. Because you can play Luka at small forward, I think that's going to make him be one of the highest owned studs. But you could play, let's see. You play Westbrook, Poole, you play Melton, Tyus Jones, and then Luka. What are you left with? I mean, you're still left with over 5K remaining. Like, I think that's probably like the chalk build right now is these 5 guys, and then just kind of fit in what you like with the rest. You could definitely go with 2 more cheap guys and then maybe jam in like an 8K player. Like, you could go like a Kelly Olynyk at power forward or KJ Martin at power forward, and then, whatever value fits. You still got Xavier Tillman you can play at center for value. You can play Toscano Anderson if he fits. Like, there's so much value today. It's just such a crazy slate, man. I'm excited to see what the winning lineup is tonight. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be one of those slates where I feel like the winning lineup's going to have like 400 something points. You're going to need a high scorer to cash if I had to guess on this slate. Luka or Westbrook? I would definitely prefer Westbrook between the two. But right now I think those are my 2 favorite studs. Those are the 2 guys I feel confident get big minutes. So, yeah, I like both. I pick Westbrook if I had to play one. Ingram is sneaky. Just watch for the news. May not be able to get news by lock. I mean, if Ingram plays today, I don't think anyone's going to play him. I'd be very surprised if Ingram plays. Like, I don't think they really have any reason to play him here. But, I mean, yeah, he'll be sneaky if you want to go there. I don't think I'd be playing Brandon Ingram on this slate, but I guess you could. Gary Payton, Gary Payton's another, he should be low owned if I had to guess. Gary Payton might start. I would be surprised if he does. But, Gary Payton could come off the bench and play 25 minutes and get you 35 DK points, and he's 3K. There's plenty of 3K guys that are viable. It's just they're a lot more risky than some of the other guys we mentioned. They're a little bit more salary. Gary Payton, Justice Winslow, I think are good 3K plays that are a little bit riskier, but I do still like them, and they're definitely still in play for me. Sexton and Okoro against Sacramento. I'm not playing any Cavs today. I don't see any reason to play any Cavs on this slate. There's just too much good value to really be overpaying for those Cleveland guys. And at this point, you're overpaying for those guys. There's no reason to play them today, in my opinion. Top pick from the Rockets. On DraftKings, it's probably either Thomas or KJ Martin or Kelly Olynyk, one of those 3 guys. The Rockets are still pretty short-handed. They're only going to have 8 or 9 bodies. But we also have, 3 other teams that are only going to have 8 or 9 bodies. So given a lot of these Rockets guys have gotten priced up, I don't think they're my favorite value team. I think Memphis, the Warriors are the 2 teams I like most for value. But probably those 3. On Yahoo, Kyrie Thomas is still minimum salary. So if you do play on Yahoo, I still like Kyrie Thomas a lot over there. What are your top studs on Yahoo? I mean, Westbrook's not on the Yahoo main slate, so it's Jokic and it's Luka for me. Embiid, I don't mind either, but I'd rather play Jokic over Embiid. I mean, there's not a lot of studs today. I mean, you look at the pricing. You have Luka, you have Jokic. Obviously, on the Yahoo main slate, Westbrook's not available. So you have Jokic, you have Luka, you have Embiid, and then the next most expensive guy is Michael Porter Jr. Because all these guys are out. Christian Wood's out, or Leonard's out, Van Vliet's out. There's just no studs today. It's crazy. So much value, but no studs. Kennard or Bane? That's a close one. On DraftKings, Kennard's a lot cheaper, so I'd probably play him. But I know on Yahoo, I think they're both minimum salary, or Bane might be $11. If you're playing Yahoo, I'd probably go with Bane. But on DraftKings, I think I'd take the savings and play Kennard. But I feel like both guys play big minutes. Both guys project very similarly. I don't mind either one, honestly. Not that it means anything, but Conley is probable. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing any Jazz today. I'm not playing any Jazz on this slate. You like Okafor, or should I pay it for a stud at center? I mean, Okafor is still in play. It's just now we have You know, I mean, now we have Xavier Tillman, who I like a lot for value. We have so much other value at guard. Okafor he's down my list now. He's still in play. He's still viable, but there's other values I have ahead of him, especially because I think a lot of the good value is coming at guard today. So I think that's where I'm going to kind of pay down at and then pay up at center for Jokic, pay up at small forward for Luka. That's kind of the way I'm leaning, honestly. MPJ, yeah, I mean, I don't really like MPJ that much, but he's in play because there's just no one to pay up for. Especially on Yahoo, like you have to play at least one small forward. I think MPJ looks really good on Yahoo. I like him a lot there. I don't mind him on Draftkings, but I think on Draftkings I'd probably be more likely to play like Kelly Olynyk. But on Yahoo at small forward, I definitely like MPJ. How the pace going to be in this Memphis-Sacramento game with all the subs in? Do you take a few of them still? I mean, yeah, those Memphis guys we just talked about, Cody, are some of my favorite value plays. Melton, Tyus Jones, Tillman, Bane, like those guys are all really good values. Justice Winslow I like. I mean, basically their entire team is free, and they're all going to have to play big minutes. So, yeah, the game's not going to be as high scoring as we would expect between those two teams, but points are going to be scored, and these guys are cheap, so you play them, honestly. Luka or Embiid? Give me Luka for sure. Dean Wade with Love out Osman questionable. I mean, if it was a different slate, I'd have interest in Dean Wade. I have no interest in Dean Wade on this slate. There's just too much other value that I prefer. Forward 3.6K and below, already have Kennard. Probably Justice Winslow. He's the first guy that comes to mind. Forward 4.8K and below. I mean, if you can get up to Juan Scout Anderson, I'd want to play him. He's 5K, but 4.8K and below. Let's see. Probably Desmond Bane would be the first guy I'd go to there. Center option for Yahoo. I think I'm going to be paying up for Jokic. If I don't pay up, then I do like Xavier Tillman. So one of those two guys are my two favorite centers on Yahoo. Monte Morris, PG-13, and the claw still out. Or Marcus Morris. Yeah, I mean, like he's priced appropriately. I don't think he's like a glaring value. Like if Marcus Morris was like 4K today, I think he'd be one of my favorite plays. But at 5,600, like you still need him to have like 40 DK points to really be a good play at his price tag. He could absolutely go for 40 plus tonight, but when there's guys that are 3K that project for 30, like I don't think I'm going to pay 5,600 from Markieff Morris or Marcus Morris and hope he gives me like 45 when I know I'm probably going to get 30 plus from guys like Tyus Jones, Melton, Kennard, and they're so much cheaper. Like I said earlier, I like Marcus Morris a lot on Yahoo. He's a lot more cheaper there. You have to play at least one power forward. You don't have dual position eligibility on Yahoo, so I'd be a lot more likely to play Marcus Morris on Yahoo. Make sure Marcus Morris is starting, though. We saw them do this before where they rule out PG, they rule out Kawhi, and then Marcus Morris gets late scratch. So make sure that he's starting before you actually play him. McGee or Okafor? I mean, I'd probably still take Okafor. I don't know if they're going to start McGee again. They started McGee last night. I have no idea if they do that again. If McGee starts again, he would definitely be a good value. I'd probably still lean Okafor, but that would definitely be close. I only have interest in McGee, though, if he starts. If McGee doesn't start, I wouldn't play him. MPJ or Olynyk? I think I lean Olynyk, but that's definitely close between the two. I mean, the Rockets still only have like 8 or 9 bodies, so I know they've been kind of scaling back Kelly Olynyk's minutes, but he should still get like 25 to 30 minutes, and he's been so productive lately. I still do like Kelly Olynyk, even though he might not play massive minutes. Olynyk or Jokic fantasy points wise, I mean, I feel like Jokic still projects to outscore Olynyk. Is it fine to build around Luka, Russ, and KJ Martin? I think that's totally fine. You can definitely make that work. You still like NAW? I mean, yeah, he's still in play. It's just, again, we have so much good value at guard now. All these cheap guys we've talked about, guard's a position I like for value. I like to pay down at, but NAW is going to be super low owned. I still think he's someone that has upside. I like him. It's just there's other value plays, other guys I have ranked ahead of him now. Is DeLon Wright still a play on Yahoo? Yeah, I still like DeLon Wright. I mean, again, there's good value at guard. Jordan Poole, DeAnthony Melton, Tyus Jones, Kyrie Thomas's minimum salary on Yahoo. Like, there's so many good cheap plays at guard. You can pay up for Luka, but I don't mind DeLon Wright. He's still in play for me. But this is a stars and scrubs slate, man. Like, you're playing 2 or 3 studs, you're playing a mid-range guy, and then you're just jamming in value after that. Like, that's the way I think you want to approach this slate. What about Poole, Kyrie Thomas, Rondo, Kennard, Marcus Morris, MPJ, Jokic, Doncic? I mean, I think that's pretty solid. Just make sure that Rondo's starting. Keep an eye on that. If Rondo doesn't start, I would be very worried that he may not play. You like anyone from Toronto today? I mean, yeah, there's guys from Toronto that are still viable because Toronto, obviously, they're super shorthanded as well. Stanley Johnson, super cheap. He had a massive game last night. I would assume that Gary Trent and Chris Boucher play today, which definitely is going to impact Stanley Johnson. Like, Stanley Johnson should not be nearly as productive with Trent and Boucher back. But again, Toronto, they only have 8 bodies. You're going to get big minutes from a lot of guys. It's just, we're going to get big minutes from other guys as well that are $2,000 cheaper. Like Malachi Flynn versus Tyus Jones. I mean, they project similarly, and Tyus Jones is, $2,000 cheaper? So I'd rather just play, these cheaper guys, honestly, that I think could easily outscore guys like Stanley Johnson, Flynn, Trent. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if D'Anthony Melton outscores Gary Trent tonight and he's $2,000 cheaper than him. I have a feeling Joker doesn't play the second half, but he can hit value in that time. I mean, yeah, this could be one of those slates where Jokic puts up like 45 and he's still in the winning lineup. Because so many of these value plays are going to smash that you're going to have these values that even if you get like 45 or 50 out of your stud, like that could be good enough. Like, that's why I said I'm very interested to see what the winning lineup is tonight. It's gonna be crazy. With all that new value, are you off of NAW and other Pelicans? I mean, yeah, NAW is still in play. He's just not nearly, like, he's ranked definitely towards the bottom of my list now. There's so much good value at guard, but I still do think NAW is viable. If I had to play anyone on the Pelicans, it would be him. But everyone's kind of been priced up on the Pelicans. Nobody stands out as a core play from that team, now that we have all this other value. Any Toronto love tonight? Stanley Johnson, Bembry. Again, I think both those guys are viable. It's just I'd rather play Tyus Jones, D'Anthony Melton, Jordan Poole, Juan Toscano-Anderson. Like, there's guys I have ahead of them. Now that Chris Boucher's back and he should play, now that Gary Trent's back and he should play, I don't think we're going to see those guys, Stanley Johnson, Bembry, be as productive as they were last night. They should still get big minutes, but I think their production is definitely going to take a hit. Needing a small forward on Yahoo, ideally cheap. Bembry in play. You could go Bembry. I'd probably either go like Luke Kennard or Desmond Bane. I'd probably play one of those two guys, but yeah, Bembry's fine as well. Who's your sleeper for today? I said it earlier. I think Justice Winslow, especially if he doesn't start. Like, I don't think anyone's going to play Justice Winslow, but he's 3K. If he gets anywhere near like 25 minutes, I mean, he could definitely smash. So I think Justice Winslow, out of all the value, he might be like my favorite low-owned value play. If he starts, though, he's going to get a lot of ownership. So honestly, I kind of hope he doesn't start. He's going to play. We know he's going to play because they just don't have any other bodies. How confident are you that Jokic gets minutes? I mean, he should still play like 25-ish. Again, like I said earlier, if Jokic goes for 50 in 25 minutes, like, he could still be in the winning lineup tonight because all these 3K guys, 4K guys are going to smash. And at that point, when these 3K guys are putting up 30, 40, like, it's just they're going to automatically be towards the top of the, ranking list or whatever, the points per dollar wise. So with so much value that's likely to do well, even if you get like 45, 50 out of your studs tonight, that's probably good. That's fine. If they start, is it fine to put Melton and Tyus Jones in the same lineup? I have no problems with that. They're both free. I mean, they're both super cheap. You can definitely play those two guys together. How you feel about Metu? I think Metu is still a good value. It's just, we have some other value plays now that I think I'd prefer over him. These guard value plays that we talked about. Like, I think I'd rather play Juan Toscano-Anderson over Metu if I can find the salary. But yeah, Metu's still viable. Tillman or Metu? I think I'd rather have Tillman between the two. Give me Tillman. You playing Westbrook? I mean, you almost have to. With all the value we have today, you almost have to play Westbrook. Luka or Jokic? I mean, I like both, but I feel better about Luka's minutes. I think Luka plays more minutes, so I'd probably give the edge to Luka, honestly. You just got to hope the game stays close. Like, I think if the game's close, Luka's going to play like his normal minutes. Whereas Jokic, I mean, that game has blowout potential as well. But Jokic, even if it's a close game, could only play like 28 minutes or something. So I'd give the edge to Luka. Tyus Jones or Jordan Poole? I like both. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Jordan Poole. I already answered that question, Gabriel. I said for 3.6K and below, I said Winslow. If you already have Kennard, I'd go Winslow. Juan Toscano-Anderson, my sleeper. He could easily put up a triple-double with over 15 points, 50 DK points, big-time sleeper. I mean, I don't think he's going to be like a sleeper. Like, I think Juan Toscano-Anderson's going to be pretty popular, but he's a good play for sure. With him being 5K, I don't think he's going to really like... I don't think he's going to be like 70% owned. Like if Juan Toscano Anderson was like 4K, he'd be like 60% owned. But I think at 5K, that's going to lower his ownership a little bit. So yeah, I do still like Juan Toscano Anderson, but I don't think he's going to be a sleeper. I mean, people are going to play him. Like I said earlier, I think Justice Winslow is my favorite like low owned play right now. Low owned value, I guess. Poole are the starting Memphis guards. I'd probably give the edge to Poole, but it would be super close. I mean, Poole, Melton, Tyus Jones, like I think all three of those guys are great value plays tonight. So, and you can play all of them. It's just, once you do that, you're kind of limited with the rest of your roster. Terrence Davis, Terrence Davis, he's been crushing lately. It's just, this is a slate where there's so much good value. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to pay like 6K for Terrence Davis when you have so many good value plays today. You have so many 3K guys that are going to very likely give you at least 30 points. So if it was a different slate, I'd like Terrence Davis. Today, I don't think I'm going to go there. If I were to play him, it would be on Yahoo where he's still affordable. Utility is 6,900 and below. Well, I would say if you could find $100 and play KJ Martin, I would do that. But 6,900 and below, the first guy I'd probably go to would be, if Chris Boucher starts, I'd probably go with him. Just make sure that he's starting, either like him or NAW. Tyus Jones or DeAnthony Melton. Assuming that Melton's starting, I'd probably play Melton, but they could maybe bring him off the bench, which would make him a little bit more riskier. He's still going to play 25-ish minutes, but if he was starting, that would make me confident that he gets like over 30 minutes. So, it's super close. If Melton starts, I prefer Melton. If Melton doesn't start, then maybe give me Tyus Jones, but I think both are really good value plays, and you can play both together. I have no problems with that. Good luck tonight, Noah. I hate to see the season ending so soon. Hey, the season's not over, T-Bone. We still got the playoffs, my man. Still got the playoffs. And I'm still going to be, putting up content, making videos, live streaming for the playoffs. So, still got a lot of season left for sure. But good luck to you as well. On Yahoo, $16 Terrence Davis, or who would you play instead at shooting guard? I think Terrence Davis is fine there. I thought Poole's a point guard on Yahoo, I think. Yeah, Poole's a point guard. Melton's a point guard as well, which sucks. And then Tyus Jones is also a point guard. So all those guys are point guard. You still do have Kyrie Thomas, who's minimum salary. So if I wasn't going to play, like, my two favorite shooting guards on Yahoo, I think, are Terrence Davis and Kyrie Thomas. So, yeah, if I wouldn't play Davis, I'd play Thomas. Either one, I think is fine. It sucks that Melton, Poole, Tyus Jones are all point guard on Yahoo. That sucks. Jordan Clarkson or Ben Simmons. On this slate, I would not play either one of those guys. But if you force me to play one, I'd probably go with Ben Simmons. But, God, I would not play either one of those guys today. Luka, Westbrook, and Sexton, then 5 values. Is that okay for DK Cash? I don't think I'd be playing Sexton in Cash, but I guess it's fine. Definitely Luka and Westbrook, though, I think make the most sense for Cash games. Top mid-range. I think in the mid-range, my favorite guys right now are probably like Kelly Olynyk, KJ Martin. Kind of those two I'm liking. Yeah, probably those two. DeLon Wright as well. MPJ I like on Yahoo because he's small forward and it's just a tough position to fill on Yahoo. But definitely like KJ Martin, Olynyk are my favorite mid-range options, I think. Good luck tonight. I'm anxious to see the winning lineup tonight and see how high the total is. I'm interested to see what the winning lineup is going to be tonight. Like, which value plays are going to be the ones that go off? Even if Westbrook and Jokic and Luka only have if they have mediocre games, will they still be in the winning lineup? I'm interested to see that for sure. Luka faces blowout or thrown out potential every game. He's been involved in 4 straight it's been 4 straight games now for Luka with either the blowout or he got ejected that one game. How many Grizzlies at least? I think you can play probably 3 to 4. I'm totally fine with that. Totally fine with 3 or 4 Grizzlies. I wouldn't play 5 because at that point then you're not getting exposure to other teams. But I think you could definitely play Melton, Jones, Tillman in the same lineup. I have no problems with that. Winslow, I wouldn't mind playing either. MPJ or Olynyk? I think I lean Olynyk between the two, but it's close for sure. Straight up, though, I think I'd rather have Olynyk. KJ Martin versus Olynyk, given savings, worth it? I mean, I think both project pretty similarly. KJ Martin, his minutes are way more secure. Like, KJ Martin feels like the safer play just because we know he's going to get massive minutes. But Olynyk, like, if Olynyk plays 30 minutes, I mean, he could easily go for 50. So, if you have the salary, I would just say play Olynyk. But if you want to downgrade to KJ Martin and then upgrade somewhere else, I could see doing that. My girlfriend broke up with me because she found out I played Landry Shamet. Oh, no, Freddie. No. That's not what you want. Jokic or Embiid, and is Rudy Gobert smash play? I mean, Rudy Gobert on this slate I have no interest in. Jokic or Embiid, I'd rather have Jokic. Harkless, Demboya, or Metu? I'd probably play Metu there. Two best centers tonight. For me, it's Jokic at the top, and then for value, it's Xavier Tillman. So, Jokic and Tillman. Any Pistons? Again, like, we have so much other value now. I'm not as interested in those Piston guys. If I had to play someone from the Pistons, it probably would be Jahlil Okafor. But right now, I think I prefer Tillman over Okafor. Only reason I'm playing KJ at this point because the minutes are almost certain. Because the minutes are almost certain. That's very true. I mean, KJ Martin, even if it's a blowout, is going to play like 38 to 40 minutes. Like, he's so safe right now. He's so safe. He's a good player. Like, he's a good point per minute player too. Like, he's not going to be out there just running up and down the court. Like, he's going to grab rebounds. He's going to take up shots, or he's going to take shots. Like, KJ Martin, with him playing 40 minutes a night right now, he's going to get you 30 fantasy points every night at this point. What about Damian Jones from Sacramento? I mean, we still don't have news yet on Rashawn Holmes. If Rashawn Holmes is out, then yeah, Damian Jones is a good value, but I'd probably rather play Tillman over Damian Jones, I think. Poole, Melton, Doncic, Olynyk, Gobert, Jones, Kennard, Sexton. I mean, that's solid, Adam. I'm not a big fan of like Gobert on this slate, but that's solid for now. Melton or NAW? I mean, if you have the salary, play NAW, but given that Melton's so much cheaper, I'd probably think it'd make the most sense to play Melton given the savings. Any interest in Bazemore? Yeah, I have interest in Bazemore, but right now I think I do prefer Poole and Toscano Anderson over him. But yeah, Bazemore is definitely in play. He's my third favorite Warrior for sure. Pascal, I think Pascal's probably not going to be someone I go to unless he starts, and I have no idea when we're going to get that Warrior starting lineup. But yeah, if Pascal's starting, he's 3K. He's another value play you could throw into the mix. Just got here. Did anyone ask what's up with Boucher? Boucher, he should play tonight. He was active last night, but he did not play. I'm assuming that's because it was a back-to-back, so they're going to play him today. Just make sure he's starting. If Boucher is starting, that means he should get his normal minutes. If Boucher doesn't start again, then yeah, he's a bit risky, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have to play. Like, they only have 8 bodies. Including Boucher and Trent, they only have 8 bodies tonight. So those guys are going to have to play, I would assume. Winslow or Poole for utility on Yahoo? I mean, Poole's the better play. Like, Poole's going to be like 70% owned, and Winslow's going to be like 5% owned. So I think Poole likely outscores Winslow most of the time, but if you want to take the shot in tournaments and play Winslow for the lower ownership, I could see it. But Poole's definitely the better play between the two. Best forward, $16 or less on Yahoo. Juan Toscano-Anderson is the first guy that comes to mind, Steve. So probably Juan Toscano-Anderson or Kent Bazemore, one of those two. Or Marcus Morris. I mean, there's good options, but I'd probably say Juan Toscano-Anderson. Everyone hit the like button. Appreciate your streams. Noah won $464 last night. Took down the $2 single entry for $300. Let's get it today. Hey, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. It's a great ROI. Congratulations. Pascal or Looney. Warriors are going to boost one of their minutes with season winding down, but I feel like it's a flip of the coin. I mean, Looney, I'm surprised Looney's playing, honestly. I thought they were going to rest Looney as well. But between Pascal or Looney, if they both start, I mean, I'd probably still play Looney anyway. If I had to pick one of the two, I'd probably just play Looney. Pascal, though, is a bit risky if he doesn't start. I'd probably only consider him if he is starting. Got my Yahoo main lineup in. Jones, Melton, Thomas, Poole, Contra, Winslow, Metu, Okafor. Oh, that's the full $10 lineup? Hey, I like it, T-Bone. I like it. Trying to think if there's other guys. Tillman, I'd probably go with Tillman in there. Because Tillman's $10 on Yahoo as well, T-Bone. So I might put him ahead of Okafor or Metu, one of those two. But that's a good lineup, man. Let's see if it cashes. That'll be interesting. Who's the bum troll who gave a thumbs down? Like button family, thanks. No, I appreciate that, T-Bone. Hit the like button, guys. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up the stream here shortly. We've been live for about 30 minutes or so. I do want to answer these last minute questions though. I just joined the stream. Is Luke Kennard to play tonight? Yes, Luke Kennard. He's up there with Jones, Melton, all these other guys we talked about for value. He's definitely towards the top of my list. Your thoughts on Chris Boucher if he starts for cash? I don't know if I'd be going there in cash games. Like, I'd probably rather play KJ Martin in cash. I think KJ Martin's a better play. He's going to play a ton of minutes. He's super safe. But Boucher, if he starts, is a good play today, I think, for sure. Hayes or Hernan Gomez? I mean, on this slate, I don't think I'd be going to either one. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Hernan Gomez just because he's the starter. We're going to hunt down the guy who gave a thumbs down. Hey, it is what it is, man. Thank you for the $2 super chat, though, Freddie. Appreciate that, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always, man. It's gonna be a crazy slate tonight. I'm very excited to see what these winning lineups look like. Hopefully, my lineup is at the top, but we'll see how the slate goes. It's definitely a stars and scrubs night. You should be playing 3, 4, of those 4K, 3K guys we talked about, and then just jamming in the studs. I think that's the way you go tonight. It's gonna be a crazy slate, though. I appreciate you guys tuning in. The weekend's approaching. I normally don't stream on the weekend, so I don't think I'm going to be streaming, Saturday or Sunday. But I'll probably still get up videos for Saturday and Sunday. I hope you guys have a good weekend, though. I'll see you, most likely on Monday with the stream, or Tuesday. I'm not sure when the playoffs start, but the regular season ends Sunday. I think the playoffs start either Monday or Tuesday. We'll be pumping out content for the playoffs as well. I've been enjoying this NBA season so much. You guys have been, showing a ton of support. All the streams, hitting the like button. I appreciate it, guys. So, yeah, best of luck tonight. Hope you guys win. If I don't take down the tournament, hope one of you guys do. All right, good luck, fellas. Thank you. Thank you for the support, and good luck tonight.